So, dear respected Thai, good morning, dear Sangha. I am Brother Phap. Even already introduced me. I based in Hong Kong, Plum Village, Hong Kong. But now I am in Thailand right now for my studying. So here the internet is not that stable. I hope you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. And if you cannot hear, please signal so that I know. I'm very happy to see our friends online today. It's been a very long time that I don't have a chance, the opportunities to go to Malaysia and also Singapore. I think it's been really, really long time, maybe 2010. Yeah. So it's been about 14 years. I have not had a chance to go there. So I'm happy to connect with you all. And I'm happy to see the Sangha growing. And even we don't have the monastic there, you still can organize the day of mindfulness and practice together. Yeah. I'm happy to see the Sangha practice 10 mindful movement together. And actually, I turned off my camera and I stood up and I practiced with you all the 10 mindful movements. Yeah. I'm living in the dorm, so my room is a bit small, so I don't have enough exercise also. So I'm happy to practice with you. And for today, as you may already know, I'm going to share about with the sharing today with the topic how to listen. And perhaps our Kosanga members already share how we listen to the Dharma talk, how we listen to the sharing. So what I'm going to share is just to repeat what they already introduced at the beginning. May I be the co-host, please, so that I can share my screen. Yeah, thank you. Can you see? Okay. Yeah, so dear Sangha, as you see, you see here, that is the contemplation, the invoking of the Bodhisattva's names. And it is from our Plum Village chanting book. And that is the invoking the name of Avalokiteshvara. We invoke your name, Avalokiteshvara. We aspire to learn your way of listening in order to help relieve the suffering in the world. You know how to listen in order to understand. We invoke your name in order to practice listening with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will listen, we will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will sit and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit and listen in order to understand. We will sit and listen so attentively so that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying and also what is being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply, we already alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person. Yeah, so that is how we invoke the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara is someone used to know as a person who has the capacity to listen to the suffering of the world and to help people to release the suffering within themselves just by listening. If you are a psychologist or if you are a counselor, you know that listening is very important in order for you to help your clients, to help your friends, to help your family members. We need to have the ability to listen to others people. So here we know that Avalokiteshvara is someone who can listen deeply without any prejudice, without judging or reacting, but just to listen to understand to that person. And just by listening, we can alleviate a great deal of suffering in the other person. And we also know that sometimes just because we cannot listen to the other person, we create suffering in relationship, in family, in workplace, or even in community, or in the Sangha. We come and practice together, but sometimes we cannot listen to each other. And we make each other suffer. So here we invoke the Bodhisattva's name, but it is also our vow, our aspiration to follow the vow of Avalokiteshvara, to practice deep listening. I know that many of us, we Sometimes we really want to listen, but we just listen for 1 or 2 sentences, then our emotion come up. We cannot listen anymore. Then they say, stop whatever you are saying. This is how we normally react to what makes us have strong emotions. At the beginning, we really want to listen to that person. But when we listen for a bit, maybe if you practice for some times, then you try to follow your breathing, you remind yourself, or you have to sit and listen to that person. That person is suffering. We have to listen to that person. But maybe after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, your thoughts come up in your mind. And you may say, oh, I know what he is going to say. I know what she is going to say. For example, when you receive a call, if you are not living with your mom, maybe with your family, maybe when they call you, you see your phone, oh, mommy. Maybe you already guessed in your mind, oh, I know what she is going to say to me. Or I know what he is going to say to me. And this happened to me very often. See the phone ringing, the names of my mom come up, then I know what she is going to say. And I know that the first sentence she asked me is, what are you doing? Have you taken your breakfast? Please eat more, study less, and do meditation more. This is my mom say to me every week. Whenever she call me, so that is what she will speak to me. She will talk to me. And slowly I have this, whatever she said, I received through my ears. And it's coming in and stay in my mind, stay in my store consciousness. So the next time when I receive the phone call from my mom, information come up and I can guess what she is going to say to me. And I think this has happened to many of us. That when we receive the call from our boss, when we receive call from our wife or husband or family members, or from our colleagues, our co-worker, then we may know. Or if you are working in the call centers, then you may already know what the other person from the other lines might talking to us. So from then, what we experience prevent us from really being present and listen to that person. How we can listen to what is left unsaid and what is there left unsaid. Maybe my mom is speaking the same things, but how is her voice today? How is her mood today? Is she happy? How is she? Actually, even through phone call, I can recognize. Just need to come back to my mindful breathing and recognize that, oh, there are thoughts in my mind running. And I come back to myself and listen to what my mom is saying. I don't know if the Sangha know what I am holding in my hand. You can speak. Can someone guess what is it?
Ready? Sorry? Incense holder?
Incense holder.
Teapot?
Yeah, look like
Teapot
incense.
cover? Teapot lid?
Yeah. So if I put it on here, then you may know. This is the teapot lid. But if I just show this one, then you may not recognize what is it. Okay. And how about this one? Can you see?
What is it? Incense burner?
Incense
As a
burner.
teacup?
It could be the incense burner.
Teacup.
And if I put like this, then you may know it is the teacup. How do you know this is the teacup? How do you know this is the teacup?
The texture? Huh? Because you show the teapot. So we guess it's a teacup.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, because you had seen something similar before. You have seen something similar before. You know this is the teapot because you have seen a teapot before. So this teapot similar to this one, the thing that I'm holding in my hand, is similar to what you say the teapot before. You say something like this, and people call it is the teapot. There's this information is stay in your mind, stay in your consciousness, stay in your brain. So the next time, when you see this one, you say this is the teapot. You only can record. You cannot recognize this is the lid of the teapot. Or you cannot say this is the cup. Because you have not, you may not, you cannot recognize the form of this one when I put in this direction. Our brain cannot recognize this information, but if I hold like this, then you know this is the teacup. So we think that whatever we are seeing, whatever we are hearing, we are seeing them, we are hearing them directly. But actually, it is not. We are seeing our past. We are seeing our experiences. We are seeing our perception. It is just like this. Our experience of the world is a cognitive representation instead of direct experience. So it is misperception. So you see, our eyes see the world. Our eyes see the apple. You think that you are seeing the apple, but no, actually you are seeing the past images, the past feeling. And different people will have different experience with the apple. So when, for example, if your first time eating an apple, if it is sweet, you have a good feeling toward the apple. Then the next time when you see the apple, that experience, that feeling will come up also. So actually what you are seeing right now is not the apple in front of you, but actually the apple in the past, which you already experienced. And this is also same with our other sensory contact, our ears, our nose, our tongue, our body sensation, or our mind. Well, that is why when we listen to someone, we have the reaction in our mind. This is why when I see the phone call from my mom, my feeling come up and my mind still start to run. Many things come up and I may assume something. I assume that my mom will talk this, my mom will talk that. And I'm always busy with the thoughts about what my mom is going to say. And when I listen to the first sentence, the second sentence may already come up, or the next sentence we will say this. And so this is why we cannot really listen to the other person. We cannot listen, we cannot see, we cannot get in touch with what it is there in the present moment, or what the other person is trying to say to us. We cannot understand. So that we cannot understand, we don't know what is happened to that person. So if we listen in this way, healing cannot happen. We ourselves suffer. And the person in front of us also suffer. They feel that we are not present there for them. What they need is not our advice. What they need is not our knowledge, but our presence. And only if we can be present and listen to that person, then there is a connection and we understand. Okay. What do you see from these photos? You can type, you can speak. Can someone guess? You don't need to really work hard and see what it is. You just say, when you first see the photo, what come up in your mind? Is it how your feeling is? Scary or how? A woman, a young lady, a young woman, anything else? I don't know if you can see my mouse moving here. Do you see something here?
Yes, can see.
The bird, the bird.
What is that? Yeah, someone see the bird.
The bird.
Yeah. When I first seeing this photo, the first thing I see is this snake. There is the snake with the tongue coming out. Do you know why? Because I really scared of snake. I really scared of snake. Because when I was small, my house is near the rice field. And during the water season, after people harvest the rice, and then they go sun dry the rice field for some times. And after that, they will fill up the field with water. And when the water coming back to the field, many snakes appear. At that time, I didn't scare of snake. I was not scared of snake. So I was very playful. I hold a bamboo stick. I went to the field. Then I hunt for snake just for fun. Yeah. Sometimes I catch them, and sometimes I will kill them. That is my bad karma. This is my really bad karma. And I don't know why later I keep dreaming of snake, seeing of snake biting me. Yeah, I think the suffering of the snake which I kill radiates and is coming into my consciousness. And that's why I keep dreaming of snake and I become scared of snake. And until now, even I practice, I try to practice with this bad karma, but it's still coming back. So whatever I see, similar to the snake, then it will, the images of the snake will come up. So for many people, you see that is the young lady. But when I first see these photos, this drawing, I see the snake here instead of the young lady here. And when I look deeply, then I see, oh, there is the bird. So there is the wing. And also there is the head of the bird. So the same things. Different people have different past, have different experience, have different feelings toward the object in front of our sensory contact. So it is same for us when we listen to someone. You know, there is when you record our voice and we put into the computer, then our voice is recorded at the signal like this. For example, this is the whole length of the conversation between you and the person in front of you. Do you think that you can listen to the person 100%, whatever they are saying? You hear every single word with your consciousness, with your mindfulness? No. The answer is no. It is very difficult. For example, maybe when we listen to this one small part, then thoughts coming up. Maybe to this part, you are not listening to what the other person is saying anymore. You are listening to your own voice, own judgments, for your own experience. I think if you are a psychologist or if you are a counselor, you may have this experience. Yeah. When people share their story, maybe it triggers some of your past experiences. Maybe you have the same story. Maybe you have the same experiences. Then you listen to their story for a while. Then you listen to your story. You do not listen to the other person's story anymore. An emotion come up. If that is a happy event, then maybe, oh, it's mine. Or I have the same experiences. Or if it is a bad experiences, then your emotion may come up. If you have a very bad childhood, if you have a very traumatic childhood, when someone share their traumatic childhood, then your feelings may come up. Yeah. So this is the holding of the conversation, 1 hour. But maybe you can listen for, maybe you listen here for one small part. Then you come up here and you listen to the other person. This part you listen to the other person. Then another thing come up and trigger. Then coming to this part, you listen to yourself. You do not listen to the other person. And if you don't practice, if you are not mindfulness practitioner, if you are not meditation practitioner, then you are not able to recognize this. You are not able to embrace your feelings. This is how squirrel happen. This is how squirrel happen. It actually, we are quarreling with our own emotion. We're quarreling with our own experiences. Our brain is very smart, but sometimes it is not. Whatever we receive will stay there in our mind forever. Nagarjuna said, whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we eat, whatever we experience, will stay in our mind forever. This is why people need to pay a lot for advertisement. Big company, they pay a lot for advertisement. Maybe just a few seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, just for you to see. Yesterday, I went to the immigration in Thailand. I saw a very big banner. iPhone 16. Smarter, thinner, intelligence. I think 3 or 4 words. You know, the bus coming, the bus passed by very quick. But when I was sitting on the bus and I looked out and I saw the advertisement. iPhone 16, I think with 3 slogans or something like that. It already in here in my mind. Very bad. So be careful with what we are seeing, with what we are hearing. Just a few seconds. Or the feeling is very short, but it will stay there forever. And when something triggers, it will come up automatically. So I always share with people, I have a very small trick. You know, I live in Hong Kong and sometimes we need to go to town, do paperwork or shopping for the Sangha. You know, I think Hong Kong or Singapore is the same. You see advertisement everywhere. And by all means, you see, you hear, you smell. In Hong Kong, if you pass by all the cosmetic shop, you know, they have the essential oil diffuser. You just pass by and you can smell. But sometimes with the music, very nice music, you will stay there. Or if you come to Hong Kong, the station from Central Station to Hong Kong Station, sometimes they even post the advertisement on the ground. You know, before I have one trick is I lowering my eyes. I just look on the street, focus on my breathing, and not to look around, because it is very energy consuming. But it's so bad that sometimes they post the advertisement on the street, which you walk on and you need to see. So you see, our senses attached, being attacked by so many things now. We are being attacked so many things now. So we need to safeguard of our senses. We need to safeguard of our senses so that we can be really present. And we need to acknowledge what is coming there in our mind so that we can be more mindful. For example, like yesterday when I see the advertisement from Apple about iPhone 16 coming soon, then I know that, oh, this image is already coming in my mind. So it is same when we listen to someone. We have to ask ourselves, oh, what we are listening. What we are listening right now here. What kind of sound is that? What he is saying, or what he is saying. We have difficulties of listening to the other person because we name. You name this is the cup of tea, but it also could be the incense burner. For you, for me, it is the cup of tea. But for you, it is the incense burner. You are right, or I am right. In this situation, there is no right or wrong. It is just up to our perception. It is just up to our perception. Yeah, we fight. Sometimes, most of the time, because of our perception. We say that is right, the other person say that is wrong. In Vietnamese, for the people from the north, we will say that is cốc, cái cốc. But for people from the south, they will say that is kindly. The north say that is cái cốc. The south say that is kindly. You know, sometimes just small things like this, then quarrel happen. There is no right or wrong. And right or wrong to what? So we have to really be careful of what we are saying. And in order for us to be able to listen to the other person, we have to listen to our own mind first. Is it peaceful? Is it calm? How is it? How my mind is right now when I am listening to that person? Coming back to our mindful breathing. Knowing that, oh, I'm listening to this person. I just listen without any judging or reacting. You know, this could happen in the practice also. Like in the monastery, we do walking meditation every day. So our mind get used to that. You know where the person, the leader will walk you. And you may know that, oh, Thầy Pháp Niệm, if Thầy Pháp Niệm lead the walking meditation, you will take which path? You come out, you see Thầy Pháp Niệm, then you know that, oh, he will take this path through the bamboo grove, to the mango grove, then to Thầy Hut. And he will stop here, right in front of the dining hall. Or when Thầy Pháp Tử, our Indonesian brother, lead the walk, then you will know where he will lead you to. Most of the time, he will lead you to the sister hamlet, walk around the boundary, to Thầy Hut, to the bamboo grove, and then coming back. And when we see the person, we already know because we have that experience. And then we start to have expectation. We expect that, oh, today Thầy Pháp Niệm is leading the walking meditation. He will stop at the dining hall for me to drink water. But unluckily, today, he didn't stop at the dining hall. He stopped right in front of the monk residence. So you ask question, why today he stopped here, not the dining hall? I don't know if you have this experience. Yeah, so you see, even in the practice, if we get caught in anything, we suffer. We suffer. So remember, anything is impermanent. Maybe today it is like this, but tomorrow it is not the same anymore. Our feeling today is like this, but our feeling is may not be the same tomorrow or just a second later. Our mom today is like this, but tomorrow may be different. She is aging every day. So sometimes I am very playful. I play with the Sangha. I never lead the walking meditation on the same path every time. I lead the walking meditation. And I will never stop at the same times as the past time. So every time I will start, of course, when we start, we have to gather. So the starting point will always be the same, but the stopping point is not the same every time. And I recognize that there are people also react. I'm very bad. I do not give people peaceful mind, but I give them emotions. But my part here is I do not want to let the Sangha get caught in something permanent. If we believe something permanent, then we suffer. So you see, even in the practice, when we are doing the practice, we may suffer. So remember, everything is impermanent. It is not the same anymore. And what the other person is saying is not same as our past experience. So listen to them. Just coming back, breathing in. I'm here. And this is what the other person is saying. I don't know what you are thinking right now when you are listening to my talk. Maybe it is okay, whatever. But next time, if you have a chance to listen to my talk again, then maybe you just smile. Or maybe you say you have the perception that, oh, he is like this is his style. He is going to talk about these things. And this is how we practice. It is not that you really sit here and you want to get something back home. But what you work with your mind right here and right now. So I think that's it for the sharing this morning. Thank you so much for your listening. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you have any question, sharing. No question, then you can share also. It's up to the Sangha to continue the practice. So I'm happy to see all of you today. Maybe we listen to one sound of the bell.
give it. You have time for question? One or two? So thank you, Thầy Pháp Miếu, for the Dharma talk. I think maybe we can have time for maybe one or two questions if there are. That includes friends from Malaysia, friends online, or those who are in Singapore. For those who are online, you can just bow in, unmute yourself and ask the question, or if you prefer to type in the chat. For those in the Sangha house in Singapore, probably you just identify yourself, ask the question, and I will help to repeat the question so that the teacher can hear it. Okay, and for those in Malaysia, please you can also unmute yourself and ask the question directly from where you are. Okay, we have a question from Singapore. Maybe I pass the mic to her.
Dear Thai, dear Sangha, Charmaine bowing in. Thank you so much, Thai Phap Dung, for your talk for us today. I just was wondering, I was really focused on the aspect of your talk where you invited us to sort of notice when we are not listening and suddenly making judgments or going off on our own story. And I thought it must be quite a practice, because when we do that, even when we're catching ourselves, then we're already disconnected in some way from what the person is sharing with us. So I was going to ask you, when we notice that happening, if we bring ourselves to the present moment, or if we do, is it even suggested that we might indicate to our friend who we're listening to, whether it's a client or whether it's a colleague or a friend or a family member, to let them know that perhaps we would like them to just maybe repeat what they shared with us, or to even tell them like, oh, I just noticed myself just away for a few seconds. Could you please repeat what you said? I mean, I think it's such a lovely practice, and I wonder how you could help us further nourish it. Thank you very much. Charmaine bowing out.
So the question is, so how to deepen our practice of deep listening, right? I think now one of the practice that I always practice is telephone meditation. It's very easy to practice. Most of the time, when we hear the sound, ding ding, or something like that, then our mind start to wander, and we have the tendency to pick up the phone right away, to answer right away. Or if we know that that is someone we really don't want to, then we put the phone away. We don't want to listen. In the monastery, we have the practice that whenever you call the monks or the nuns, they will wait for 3 ringings. Then they start to to picking up the phone and answer. So during this time, when we hear the ringing of the phone, we come back to ourselves. We come back to ourselves. And instead of letting our mind thinking of who is calling, what he or she is going to say, we prepare ourselves. We prepare ourselves. And just breathing in, breathing out, then slowly pick up the phone and answer. And I see that by doing this way, we prepare ourselves and we can be more present, listening to what the other person is saying. So it is same to when we listen to someone is in front of us. Mindful breathing is the key, the anchor. Thus, you really focusing, as long as you can focus on your breathing, then you can listen to the other person. Because only when you are present, you can listening to your breathing. You know that you are breathing, then you can listen to that person. The moment that your feelings, your thoughts come up and you are running away from your thoughts, then you are running from the present moment and you are running from what the other person is saying. Yeah, so just practice coming back to our body, our breathing. That is a very powerful practice, even though we say it is easy, but it is not easy at all. So from time to time, it will happen like that. But if you really cannot listen to what the other person is saying, then you can ask them, could you please repeat what you just said right now? Or if you can, you can guess what they say, but you know that you was not being present, then you just remind yourself, oh, coming back, listening to that person. Because sometimes if you can imagine if during the talk, maybe for 10 minutes, and you stop that person and you ask them to repeat 10 times, then no one want to share anymore. So just recognize, be skillful. And sometimes you don't need, if you already get what the other person is saying, then just recognize, oh, my mind was wandering away right now. So I come back. Yeah. So it must start from our daily life. We practice before we coming to listen to that person. Yeah. Just to recognize what you are hearing right now when you are on the bus, when you are traveling, just recognize what you are hearing and try not to react to that. Don't let your emotion, don't let your past experience coming in and making that sound become something. Okay?
Okay, we have a question from Singapore again. We'll just shout out the question. Yeah. Just ask, maybe. Yeah, just. So I try to rephrase the question. If it's not correct, just let me know. So the question is that if listening itself, it also involves the practice of silence so that we can listen better. Is that the question? Okay, thank you for the question.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat the question?
So the question is about to listen well, does it also involve the practice of silence so that we can listen better?
Yes. Yes. You are right. Actually, in our monastery, we have the noble silence time. That this is the time that we listen to ourselves the most. We have the tendency to talk. We have the tendency to react, to running outside. But when we have the noble silence time, we have more chance to listen to ourselves. If you come to our retreat from after the evening activities until the after breakfast, you are asked not to talk what is not necessary. We only talk what is necessary. So during this time, you have a chance to listen to yourself. Yeah. We listen to ourselves. So this is a very good practice also. You can observe. We have another question from the chat. When we listen to other party, emotion of us come up, how do we handle our emotion when listening? Yes, this happen. Actually, in the monastic life, when we have meeting, when we have sharing, when we have discussion, we always have the bell with us. We always have the bell with us. Or even in our Dhamma sharing group, we have the leader. The leader always have the bell with them. So when they see that, oh, someone is sharing with emotion, then they will invite one side of the bell for the whole group to just to come back and breathing so that we can embrace the emotion together. To stop what the other person is also saying. It could be strong emotion, it could be anger, it could be sadness. But we invite one side of the bell. Everybody stop. The person who is saying also stop talking. The person is listening also stop. Letting our mind running to what you just heard, coming back and listen to the sound of the bell. So if you are listening to someone, your strong emotion come up, you might excuse yourself. This is what the monastic practice. Excuse brother, excuse sister. I have strong emotion right now. I think it is not good for me to continue to listen to you. I need to come back and take care of my emotion first. Then maybe tomorrow or tonight, I can continue to listen to you. Yeah, so this is our practice. And not just sit there and bear the emotion. Sometimes it is very hurtful. We cannot listen. We have to excuse ourselves. We need to withdraw ourselves from the situation. And then, but if we let the other, don't just run away. You are listening and your strong emotion come up. You run away or you shout back. Then you will hurt the other person. But you let them know, oh, I have strong emotion right now. I feel hurt right now. I will continue to listen to you when I am peaceful. Yeah, this is the practice of loving speech. Yeah, if you are able to say the words, then I think the other person will accept. Yeah.
One more question. Okay. Yeah.
Should not use emotion, including other people to understand what they say. But at the same time, I'm also confused when can we show empathy or not when people are sharing things with us? Because I think it's important for us to relate to our experience to understand what other people are going.
Okay, I try to rephrase the question. So your question is about we say that we try not to listen with emotion, but in doing so, are we able to empathize with the other person, what he's saying? Is that the question? Okay. Tay, did you hear the question clearly?
Yes. So I think it's up to how we react. Empathy could be shown in different way. And you need to be strong so that you are able to help the other person. Yeah. We need to practice to be strong, not just to sit there and receive everything. For example, for the monastic, we go out. We know that, it's very difficult. It is very difficult for people to register for our retreat. It always full very quick. We know that there's a need. And many people suffer. But we can only receive, like in Hong Kong, we can only receive 150. That is maximum. Or in Thailand, the biggest retreat we receive 600, 700. So we know our limits. We know our limit before we have other person. So when we have to ask ourselves, for example, the monastic, we go out on late retreat, but then we also have time to stay home in the monastery to deepen our practice. Or when we give consultation, when we listen to the other person, sometimes after the section, I really need to practice walking meditation to digest what I receive and to generate the energy to embrace. Sometimes it's the suffering. Yeah. So the first thing is, I know you're concerned about the empathy, but then you also need to concern about yourself. If you are not strong enough, if you don't have the space inside yourself, then it's just the, what do you say? I don't know if you can say fake empathy, that you are not really peaceful, you are not really calm to empathize with that person, but you just need to be there. Then when you are offering the not real empathy, then I don't think the other person can receive it. So take care of ourselves first, then take care of others. Yeah.
Dear friends, in Singapore, in Malaysia, and those online, I think we have benefited greatly this morning, and now it's already lunchtime for Phap Yung's talk and Q&A session. We are very grateful to him. Can we listen to maybe 3 sounds of the bell?